Good morning, everybody. It's Richard Muller here doing this morning's Ichimoku Cloud Chart Market Review of the G10 currency pairs. We're going to look at a few interesting developments from a technical trading perspective of a few of the G10 currency pairs. It's Monday the 28th, so let's kick off. Starting off with the euro. If we just enlarge the chart here. Key levels to watch out for the euro is 1.1417. That's the top end of the cloud chart resistance zone there. The euro found that resistance too overwhelming and then reversed lower. We're now trading below that line, so the downside target here is the bottom end of the cloud here at this level. Let me just highlight it on the chart. 113.75 and then 13.56. So these are the short-term downside targets on the euro. Since the top side resistance is held, we now have a downside targets for these for this currency pair. Okay. Let's go into the hourly. 4-hour chart. You can see the cloud chart resistance, the euro failed to get past cloud chart resistance significantly. It's still digging itself into the cloud. This is quite a thick cloud from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective, so the resistance is quite high. Note these 1.1417 level came into play. That's the daily cloud chart resistance level. And downside targets on this one would be the 13.75 once again, and the bottom end of the cloud here at 113.66. So there's downside risk in this particular trade in the euro. So far, downtrends remain in place on the euro on a daily chart as it's struggling between the range-bound support and resistance levels of the Ichimoku cloud. Next up, we'll start with sterling. Sterling had a nice little rally after rebounding from the top end of cloud chart support. You can see here we rebounded from the top support level here at 128.67, and it's now fighting old resistance levels. We can see 130.123 is now broken past there, and the next level to watch is these old highs here. It will be interesting to see if the sterling is going to be able to get past these resistance levels at 1.3230. So we can see we're very close to 1.3230. Looking at the 4-hour chart, if this would load would help. Let me just go to a weekly and see if the data is there. Interesting, on the weekly chart, we can see we're very close to the bottom end of the weekly cloud chart resistance. I do expect the reversal to take place here at this level here. It's very close to the 132.62 as well as that level there. So the weekly cloud chart gives you an idea that this rally might run into trouble at 132.25, 132.62. So we're very close to these key levels. We're back at September highs here at the bottom end of the cloud chart resistance on a weekly. So take some profits off the table there, and then I'm going to go look at going short at that level if resistance holds. Okay. And yeah, we can see the 4-hour chart. Let me just make that smaller. We can see on the 4-hour chart, we're very close to the cluster of resistance that we've now identified on the weekly cloud chart. So if we get a MACD sell in and around these levels, that would be a good time to take profits off the table and to go short the sterling on the back of that. Okay, but we had a nice rally since rebounding from the top end of the cloud here, and there was a good couple of points in that move. Okay, so from there to there, we've had 324-point move in that rally so far. All right, so the cloud chart rebound here was quite a successful trade on the 4-hourly basis, and watching out for these 132, 160, 132.60 resistance zone. Okay. Next up is the yen, US dollar yen. The 109.59 cloud chart resistance remained in place. We're now drifting back down. Target is 108.82 here, as well as the next support zone on the yen here at the bottom end of the cloud, let's say at 108.84. Okay. On the 4-hour chart, we can see we're testing for support at the top end of the cloud. If support fails here, we're going to hit the bottom end cloud chart support levels And the targets to watch out for over there is 108.99. So there's downside risk to the Japanese yen USD, to the bottom in cloud chart support zone on the 4-hour chart. Okay. Next up is New Zealand dollar. Struggling to get past old cloud chart resistance here at the top end of the cloud, 68.66. It rebounded very close from the bottom end of the cloud. We now broke past top end cloud chart resistance, but you can see the 68.66 zone that remained in place. And if that holds, we should come back down to the top end of the cloud to support this 167.79 zone. Okay, let's just look at the 4-hour one. 4-hour chart also looking like we're fighting that resistance. So that on the shorter term time frame, 4-hour, I would be looking at the support to be tested back down here at this top end cloud level here at 68.16, and then this big level here at 67.77. That's also a major support zone, so we could come back here and then rebound further from that level. Okay. Next up is the CAD USD. Lost support at the bottom in the cloud, sliced through, and we had a nice sell signal there as well as a MACD sell signal above the cloud there. So that trend has been down on a 4-hour basis. Let's go look at the daily. Lost support at the bottom in the cloud. The downside target now is 31.25 and one spot 31.08. These are all cloud chart support levels and old lows from months back. So we could see a drop back down here and then a potential rebound from those support levels. So the trend is down for now since price action is taking place below the cloud. And if we get a rebound from the support levels, it would be interesting. Then we can see a short-term relief rally back up to the bottom in the cloud resistance zone. But so far, price action is below the cloud. That's overall negative. The downside targets are 132.25 and 138.08. Okay. So we covered most of the pairs I wanted to cover this morning, and just back to sterling and euro. Sterling certainly look interesting to take some profits off the table when it gets to these 132.31, 32.62 zone. It's at a strong rally on the 4-hour chart basis, and looking at the weekly, we can see we're very close to major resistance at the bottom end of the cloud chart support zone. So that might be a nice short selling trade for this coming week when it gets to the bottom end cloud chart resistance zone. Right, everybody. Until next time, happy trading.